Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue with part 2 of Louis Pasteur. As we've already studied earlier about the achievements of Louis Pasteur, we are now going to continue with what he has further added to his achievements. One of the experiments that he did, it proved to be the first human trial of a man-made vaccine. This is an extract of what Pasteur wrote following this success. The death of this child appearing to be inevitable, I decided, not without lively and sore anxiety, as may well be believed, to try upon Joseph Maistre the method which I had found constantly successful with dogs. Consequently, 60 hours after the bites, and in the presence of doctors Vulpian and Grancher, young Maistre was inoculated under a fold of skin with half a syringe of the blood of a rabbit which had died of rabies. Here, inoculated means protected a person from catching a particular disease by injecting him with a mild form of the disease. Students, as we already know that Louis Pasteur was working on his achievement for finding out a vaccine for rabies, which he did. And here it had been preserved for 15 days in a flask of dry air. In the following days, fresh inoculations were made. I thus made 13 inoculations. On the last days, I inoculated Joseph Maistre with the most virulent virus of rabies. The boy survived. We have already studied about this aspect of what Louis Pasteur was working. That is, he was working on this aspect of saving the children as well as people who were infected with rabies. During this time, Pasteur made an international appeal for funds and established the Pasteur Institute in France. The center was exclusively dedicated to research into infectious disease. He assembled an excellent team by bringing together scientists who were specialists in their fields. The work conducted by this institute saved the lives of many people. The expansion of French colonies depended on the ability to fight new disease, and hence many new branches of the Pasteur Institute opened in French colonies such as Senegal and the Ivory Coast. The first success story of the newly established Pasteur Institute was a breakthrough in the fight against diphtheria. Diphtheria is a disease caused by bacteria and is a major cause of childhood death. The study of the cause and spread of diphtheria was conducted by Pasteur's assistants Emile Roux and Alexandre Yersin. These two scientists identified how the diphtheria microbe caused disease by filling the body with toxins. The work was a major step towards a cure and eventually a vaccine for the disease. The fight against diphtheria is a major success in medical history. Today, more than 85% of the children around the world are immunized from this dreaded disease. Pasteur's career shows that he was open to experimentation and was more concerned about dealing with diseases by creating new vaccines rather than the theory of diseases and immune response. Louis Pasteur continued to run the Pasteur Institute in Paris until his health deteriorated. He suffered another stroke and his paralysis became worse. He finally succumbed to his ill health at the age of 72, and his last words were, "One must work, one must work. I have done what I could." Pasteur's scientific accomplishments earned him France's highest decoration, the Legion of Honor, as well as election to the Académie des Sciences and many other distinctions. Pasteur won the Leeuwenhoek Medal, microbiology's highest Dutch honor in arts and sciences, in 1895. Both the Institute Pasteur and University Louis Pasteur were named after him. Moreover, he was made a Chevalier or Knight of the Legion of Honor in 1853, promoted to Commander in 1868, to Grand Officer in 1878, and made a Grand Croix of the Legion of Honor, one of only 75 in all of France. Today, there are around 30 institutes and a large number of hospitals, schools, buildings, and streets that bear his name. Pasteur's death caused a void in the world of science. France had lost a national hero and awarded him a state funeral. Pasteur was buried in Notre Dame Cathedral and his remains were transferred to the headquarters of the Pasteur Institute. The world remembers Pasteur today as one of the founders of preventive medicines. Dear students, now there is a worksheet with an extract and the questions that follow. All of you will do this work neatly in your fair notebooks of literature in English, which will be checked at any time. So make sure that you're doing your work neatly and regularly. Thank you.